thought it was a good weekend for us. You know, sweeping in college hockey's not easy. You know, I really liked the way we played on Friday. It was good to see the guys. You know, I thought in a lot of ways we did some stuff better on Friday than we did on Saturday. And then Saturday, you know, it was good to see some of the guys get rewarded. And with the puck going in the back of the net, we've generated quite a few chances, and it hasn't gone in necessarily for us at the rate we'd like it to. But areas we need to clean up away from the puck, so that's what we'll focus on this week. Jamie mentioned, you know, the play of our freshmen, they've really contributed, and we're excited. I think it's a really good sign for the program when you've got young guys that are doing what they're doing. And now the key for them is to, you know, we talked today a little bit about, you know, everyone talks about handling adversity, and I think we don't talk enough about handling success, and you have to keep that humble approach that we all have a lot to work on, and maintain that chip on your shoulder or something to prove. And we practiced this morning. I thought the guys are really good, and we're looking forward to this weekend.
Coach, 8 goals on 50 shots on Saturday. I know you talked about the quality of shots is what you're looking for. So looking back at that game, how many quality shots overall did you see, and what's your definition of a quality shot?
Yeah, it's funny. So scoring chances is what we would call it. You know, the quality shot. Really, in basic terms, if you made a home plate from the post out to the dot, through the line to the top of the circle, across the top of the circles, down to the face-off dot, and back to the post, you get that home plate. So, you know, there's a little bit of discretion, and coaches debate what a chance is and what isn't for, you know, for forever. But we want to get to the inside, and we're not a team that wants to play on the outside. And so we look back at that game. I think we had 25 scoring chances, and that's a high number. You know, I think we want to limit teams. You know, try to keep them under 10 is really the goal. And so far we've done that this year. And you know, we like the way offensively we're looking to attack. We got to clean up away from the puck, and you're talking about playing winning hockey. That's really important.
I think last year Jagger Joshua had a couple of goals and I think 6 assists. Obviously over the weekend he had a hat trick. What have you seen from his offensive development kind of going into the season, in the off season, and then a couple games in?
I think Jagger had a really good summer, you know, and then I think he's made quite a few plays as a power forward. You know, he's even entering the zone, making good decisions with the puck and not forcing things. He's been really good around the net. And when you start doing that stuff, you start to look like a repeatable hockey player. Like, those are things you can repeatedly do. And I think he's playing with confidence, you know, and I think that's important. And that's one of those things that a coach can't give it. You got to earn it, so you got to work hard in practice. And the whole group's done that. And it's good to see Jagger again get rewarded with some goals. And had he not scored, you know, I think we still would have been excited about the way he's playing, and you just got to stay with it.
Yeah, offense has been a challenge around here for a few years now, as you know. Burst out the other night. My question is, do you have to get offense? Do you have to give up defensively too much, or can the two coincide?
No, I think that they can coincide. They can coincide. Now, I don't think you can play this game on your heels and sit back. You know, so you got to be right on the edge. We want our D involved, and then it's making good decisions, and we want to play on top of teams. And so that takes work away from the puck and play away from the puck. And we don't want to be, you know, I don't think when you're talking about repeatable winning hockey, it shouldn't be going back and forth and back and forth and back. You get a chance, we get a chance, you get a chance, we get a chance. We want to create offense. We want to play in the O-zone. When we don't have the puck, we want to get back above people and as fast as we can get back in the offensive zone. So I do believe you can do both, but you do have to play the game on your toes.
You're not striving to win every game 2-1.
No. I mean, I think we just want to. We're focused on quality of play. If you know, obviously we want to win every game we play. If you win 2-1 or 6-5 or whatever, you know, I think. But you know, playing away from the puck. That's one of the goals of our staff, is develop winning hockey players. So you got to angle, you got to check, you got to get above people, you got to gap, and you know, I think our guys have done a nice job of that this year.
What have you learned through these first 6 games? And I'm wondering, what do you think you still don't know that you'll find out quickly with 4 straight Big Ten series now?
Yeah, I think one thing for sure we've learned is I think we do have a resilient group. You know, I look at the different. You know, third period's been our best period all season. And we weren't always leading going into it. The response against Bowling Green to lose at home and then go on the road, a tough building to play in, and really I thought control the play for the whole game, 60 minutes. That's a great quality of a team, you know. And I think a group of guys that's not easy to do. You got to make a decision. We're going to stick together. We're not looking at the scoreboard ever, whether we're up 4-1, down 4-1. It's about your next shift. But I think now where I find more out is when you get taxed a little bit, and that's going to be tested even more, your resiliency. Like, you're not going to have the puck all the time. And, you know, I think when I worked in Detroit, I remember Henrik Zetterberg making a comment to Dylan Larkin that, you know, you got to mature your game to the point where you're okay with nothing happening in a shift. And sometimes young players, they want something to happen every single shift. And a lot of times in our game, when nothing happens, that's still a good shift for our team to truly understand that.
You guys have been on the road before this year. Was there anything different you had to do to prepare the guys for going on the road in the Big Ten versus the non-conference?
No, again, I think that our focus is on us and getting better. We got better today, and guys are in the weight room now, and we got to get faster, and so they're spending time on that. And again, just majority of our time is spent on how can we be the best version of our team. And we do a lot of, the coaching staff will study the opponent, and then, you know, I think our job is to filter out, you know, maybe what's noise and what's actually going to impact the game, and what's going to impact the game we'll show the guys. And but the primary focus on us and going down there and playing good hockey.
And 24 shots in a period, you've had 50 in a game. What's the difference when you go to a place like Notre Dame where chances and goals are so precious? Different style.
For sure. No, they're a very well coached team, and there's no easy offense. You know, I think if we're going there and expecting just them to hand us offense, it's not going to happen. You know, Coach Jackson's been around a long time, a coach I have a lot of respect for, and his teams are very disciplined in how they play, and you know, the simple term of getting to the inside is really challenging against them. And I think that we'll be tested to it in our maturity of how long you stay with it, you know, because it's not like you're going to get a chance every shift, you know, or a shot every shift. So you got to stay with it, do it the right way. They'll have some momentum where they'll create, you know, and you got to, you know, defend hard, and then when we do get our opportunities, we got to make them count.
Notre Dame plays somewhat of an unappealing brand of hockey, but it's not always exciting to watch. Would you rather, in some ways, if you're trying to build excitement and momentum, play that series on the road and not?
You know, I think actually Notre Dame, I think they're a really well coached team, you know, and they check, you know, and that's what winning teams do. And so for us as coaches, we're excited about our guys playing because it's a bit of like real hockey. Our guys want to play in the National Hockey League. Like that's what you're going to face. Like teams that are committed to play 200 feet. And you know, I think a byproduct of how we're playing right now, it is fun. It is fun brand to watch for sure. But we're more interested in going down there and playing our best hockey, no matter how you got to play. Because I think you got to do that too. You got to learn how to win different ways.
And when you played, there was no Big Ten hockey. Your thoughts on what Big Ten hockey has done for college hockey, and maybe more specifically for schools in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I think it's been a great thing. You know, you get a bunch of like-minded schools that have similar resources to get into a league. I think it's raised the profile of college hockey. You know, when you look at the venues that our guys are able to play in, it's pretty special. You know, I can remember as a player, you always look forward to that Big Ten weekend when you play Minnesota and Wisconsin, and now to be in a league with them. And the tough part is the league's really good. There's no nights off, but I think on the recruiting side, you know, that's a big sell for us. Is you come play for us, play in the Big Ten. There's no nights off, and you want to play in the National Hockey League. There's no nights off, and that's what this league's all about. And you know, I'm excited to be a part of it, and I know our guys enjoy playing it.
There's so many new guys now, a couple series in. Where would you say the cohesionness of this team is at? Kind of where did you expect it to be at this point?
You know, I've been happy with it. The guys have been, you know, it feels like we're becoming a team. I know it's still early, and you know, I think some of that is they got here in the summer and they did a really good job in the weight room and spent some time together. And thankful the school offers that as a resource, you know, for the guys to come. And but I think, you know, I'm not really into like team building, like stage team building stuff. Like I think it happens organically. You know, we do stuff, but like, you know, going into Bowling Green, I think that unifies the group, going in there and getting the job done, hopping on the bus after our game, busing through the night. Same thing here when we go to Notre Dame. And I think that's, even the guys that haven't played, you know, I've talked to the group about this, we got some guys that haven't played much, you know, and that they're real important to this team because the way they go out and practice, you know, that pushes everyone, and if they're at the rink open, and just the environment, it's good, it can be an energy suck. So all those things together, like I think the guys that are playing have done a nice job respecting the guys that haven't, you know, and that's important. So you talk about a culture and a team, the guys have done a really nice job with it.
Any other questions?
Good. All right, thank you.
We'll see you guys Wednesday.